What's up, hockey fans, and welcome to another fantastic episode from Dump and Skate. I'm Jeremy Abdu, and my fantastic partner, Jeremy Holland.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all shapes, sizes, and flavors, welcome in. We're glad to have you back here. Hey, man, there's all sorts of folks. So right off rip, we're going after it here. I have a confession to make live on air. We've been talking for a few minutes before. Yeah. We've been talking for a few minutes before everything. So Abdu has no idea this is coming.
Oh, no. I'm getting diarrhea feels. Oh, no, I'm so scared.
It's not that bad. No, it's not that bad. So for those of you that don't know, probably 2 months ago, I came to you and was like, hey, can you help me out with a diet, try to get some weight off, try to get a little better shape. I love how humor just went to disappointment immediately. So anyways, super cheat day last Sunday. Went out with Abdu, some of the other guys from the
Thanks,
rink,
Coach.
Had pizza. Yeah, had pizza. It was, great to have great to have food with the boys. But I 100% on the way home today. We had hockey this morning. My little guy was like, I gotta have Chick-fil-A. I gotta have Chick-fil-A. And so, oh yeah. So through the line, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have a Chick-fil-A sandwich. I had a Chick-fil-A sandwich and some fries today. So I'll probably have to do a little extra work this coming week to work that down. But yeah, no, it was definitely cheated a little bit today. So I know lots of shame and disappointment over on the other line, right?
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Why are we weak?
Yeah. Hey, man, we talked about the last couple of days. It was a brutal couple of days.
For the record, who is the guy that has been helping you with your plan? He sounds like a good guy, really good looking, and very knowledgeable. So I'd just like to know more about him.
I think one of those things that you just said was accurate, and I think you know which one is accurate. That would be you, Jeremy Abdu, the nutritional expert. So, hey, so we got a super exciting show today.
So excited for this.
Yeah, we're going to jump right in because they're sitting on hold for us. But today on the Dump and Skate podcast, for the first time, we have the Sprinces, the king and queen of beer league hockey here.
I have been looking forward to this. These guys are our first official guests. This is so exciting, and I'm not going to lie. We've done a few of these already, and I have legit cotton mouth because I was so excited for this. I brushed my teeth. I was so nervous. And Lindsay, your hair looks great. Great hair day.
I'm invoicing you for this.
That's
send it to Abdu. Send it to Jeremy Abdu because that's where it needs to go.
Yeah.
Oh man.
She started at like 9:30. She had a alarm.
I woke up this way. Stop it.
Okay.
I woke up this way.
Yeah.
I woke up and my hair looked just like this. Oh, that's hilarious. I love it. Hey, I'm trying to fix the camera angle. We've not had 3 people on yet, so this
all right. Well, while he's fixing that,
yeah, this is brutal.
I will. You have an intro for them, but
I do. I'll go ahead and you go ahead and intro who they are, and then I'll ask them some questions here. Yeah.
So honestly, these guys, in my opinion, and a few others, Zach and Lindsay Sprints are the greatest people. They are such good people. Zach, he just started playing. What is it fair to say? A couple of years ago. Lindsay has been playing for a while, and these guys, as Jeremy Holland labels them, the king and queen of.
Hold the mug up, Zach. Hold the mug up. Abdu, you didn't even see it. You're not even.
No, I didn't.
Hold the mug up. Oh.
That is.
You guys don't know about these?
Yes, let's hear about it. That is great. I didn't catch that.
We don't want to hear. We don't want to hear a word about those. Like I don't want to hear a word about it. I'm surprised, Lindsay. It doesn't say I love Pete Rossi. Come on, get out of here with this.
They're coming. So a little backstory. Obviously, I think a lot of people watching this have played at the Civic Center. Having showers on one side that are hot kind of sucks. So we're starting a Jeremy Abdu fan cup, right? We're selling them on Etsy. Etsy's really hadn't got launched yet. So we can on game days between 8 and 10. You can get your own. We can customize them, do whatever you want. One of a kind. Golden Sword hot showers for everybody.
I
Yeah.
love
Hot
it.
showers for all boys.
I love
Hashtag
it.
Rossi is God is the
Oh.
next edition, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, we're just working on 27.
Thank goodness. We can delay that one for a while. I don't know how well that one's going to sell. I'll just be perfectly honest.
This is why these guys
Yeah.
are
Oh,
Anything
the,
king
the
and
greatest. They are the
and
greatest.
queen.
So, Holland, go ahead and give them their intro, and we'll go right into it.
Yeah, well, super happy you guys decided to come on with us today.
Yeah.
Really quick, like off rip, and this will be each of you guys kind of answering on your own. But how did you get into hockey? Give me a little bit of your background, your bio, like how long you've been playing, and kind of where you're from, because we know a little bit about you guys, but people that are listening may not know a whole lot about you guys.
Cool. Do you want to go first?
Sure. So a lot of people don't know that we both grew up in Pittsburgh. We grew up 2 blocks away from each other. By the way, Zach wanted to hang that jersey like your background, and I was like, oh, hell
I'd rather
no.
just wear it.
Hey, this background's phenomenal. You notice, look at Abdu's. After you mocked and we're like, oh, Holland, your background's too busy. You notice he's got things all over his background too, right?
So my background's going to get better, I promise. But I'm wearing my Griffins jersey, thanks to Lindsay.
Love it.
But no disrespect to the Zeros and to Sodomy. Those are my teams that I actually play on. I feel like I just bought this jersey because I'm a groupie now. I haven't played with you guys since I bought this jersey.
Zach is the best.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Pittsburgh, we grew up 2 blocks away from each other. We essentially met in Savannah, Georgia. So
Oh.
then we got down here. I started playing hockey when I was like 10, 11. I actually got my first hockey equipment from the Easter Bunny.
From the Easter Bunny.
Hockey bag. And I played women's hockey for a majority of the time. And then I played for some local teams. I played for the Penn's travel team for women's. And then I played 2 years of college hockey for Penn State for the guys. So that's kind of introduced me into men's hockey and checking and a whole different ball game.
Nice. Zach, how about you, brother?
So grew up big Penguins fan. Mom and dad loved it. Played like deck hockey, street hockey, stuff like that. Unfortunately, like the money and time wasn't a thing for us for ice. So played that. And then our high school actually had a roller hockey team for 2 years, my junior and senior year. So I played roller hockey for that. Keysport Tigers, should have wore that jersey. And then I moved to Savannah at the age of 20 and left that stuff behind. I had no idea that hockey would be such a thing here in Savannah, Georgia. And then met a few guys at work like, hey, there's like Mayor, there's Super Goose, you should play some more. So I played 2 years of roller at Super Goose, and then life just kind of got in the way, and that got on a pause there. And then magical thing happened, ECHL, Savannah Ghost Pirates, GPHL, and here we are today. So my ice career, if we want to call it that, started last fall, first year of the GPHL. So
22.
Definitely newer. On ice, absolutely, but been around the game a little bit here and there, on and off.
Love it, guys. Love it. So what's the dynamic like with you guys being married, playing the same sport? We've had some individual conversations. I have with the both of you about what that looks like. So I know I'm putting you a little on the spot, telling you to have those personal conversations now in a big group forum like that. But what's that dynamic look like?
So Jeremy, for me, it's pretty cool. Like Lindsay's definitely a benchmark for me, right? And like, as I said, just getting into ice hockey, I knew it was going to be tough. I knew skating would be a different thing for me. And then just playing 5-on-5 with rules, with refs, roller's a little looser or less structured, I'd say, with the 4-on-4, not all sides and things like that. So no icing. So Lindsay was like a benchmark for me. I thought she would be like a mentor and a coach for me. Absolutely not. We're not on the same team. Don't talk to me more on the ice. Like, it's not a thing, So that was kind of interesting. But it is cool now, actually getting into the groove there, and it's been really good. Actually, I think it's honestly better. We don't really bicker, argue over stupid stuff, so hockey wouldn't be that way. But what's cool is I met so many new people, got to meet so many new teams. I probably know you guys better by her being on a different team and stuff like that. So it's really exposed me to like the hockey community as a whole, and we kind of get to double dip, right? So we're on. We both play in 40+2, so I get to meet guys from her team. She gets to meet guys from my team. And it's really just expanded our horizon as far as the hockey community in Savannah. So that's what it means for me.
So my side of it is that I signed up initially. and was like, all right, here we go. I don't know if I'm ready because I haven't played in like, 12 years. It's been a while. And then Zach started taking clinic classes, which have been amazing.
Super good.
To get him, like, even just skating, you know, you don't think about it, but there's a completely different type of skating that you have to do when you play hockey than public skating. So we started there, and then Zach was like, I think I'm ready to sign up. And I'm like, cool, but you're not on my team. Like, I'm not, no, you're brand new, number one. And so, like, love you, but I would rather not have you as a teammate.
You can't drag down the overall average of the talent, Zach. You got to be on a different team. I'm not taking that hit.
That's right. Well, she knew too. Like, when she goes against me, there's someone she could prey on. So she's looking at my big head.
I know I'm better than at least one of them.
Yeah.
Nice. And the other part of it too is Zach hobby hops. And so right now the hobby of choice is hockey. And I know
great hobby.
All in it.
Love it.
But we've been married now for 10 years and I've kept our hobbies separate for 10 years. Like, he's like, come golf with me. I'm like, no, thank you. He's like, you know, archery. I'm like, yeah, no. So this was kind of our way to like still have the same hobby, but split it so that we have our own lives. And I think the other part of it, just being a girl, is everybody just assumes like, oh, your husband plays, so you can play too. Yeah. And I want to go the other way. Like, no, I'm an independent person whenever I play hockey. We don't have to be like husband and wife. And I think everybody sees it that way, is that we're just two players.
That's it.
And the husband and wife thing comes after.
Yeah, we don't want any like, you know, favoritism or like, I'm gonna look out for you, you look out for me, or Lindsay has a puck, she's gonna pass it to me, something stupid like that. We just want to be seen as hockey players. We want to have a good time. We want to get a workout. You know, it's fun. And again, we get the dynamic of multiple teams, bigger friend base, if you want to call it that, and then just the hockey community in general. I know I'm going to say that a lot, but that's one thing I think we both appreciate being a part of.
So let's put it this way. After you, that's a two-part question. After you guys play each other, when you're back home, is there any roasting or busting each other's balls? And when Lindsay or you are watching each other play, are you busting balls? Or are you saying, you know, are you supportive of each other, or is it a little bit of everything?
Yeah, you want to start?
Yeah. So last season I worked downtown, so everybody assumed on game days that we drove separately because we couldn't handle one another, and like that it was just a bad car ride home. And it was because
there were bad car rides home, by the way, not all the time.
It was because of location, but it kind of kept it fun. And we definitely, I mean, the chirps are there, which makes it fun.
Yeah.
Like you said, I usually do prey on him a little bit more and make it a little tougher. Whenever we're in the corners, I will, you know, push a little harder.
Yeah, when she's in her office down there working low.
But then on the car ride home, you know, the funny part is we're opposite on car ride home. So I'm usually the more positive person, but after hockey games, I think my dad got in my head to be like, you know, get the lead out of your ass. You suck this game. So when I go home, I'm like, man, I had a really bad play. This is what's going on. It was like, I beat myself up on the car ride home, and Zach is like, did you see me? I was so fast.
Not me. Her, maybe, not me. No. The car ride homes are cool. For a majority of them, I think they evolve too, right? So last year was like, hey, Lance, tell me 3 things I didn't do well. Give me 1 thing I did well, and then a goal for me for next game, right? So we would do that, and she would give me 25 things I did bad. And the conversation will stop there. Hey, do you want McDonald's or Parker's? You know, this year is kind of involved to
next topic. Yeah, I'm done listening to that. Next topic. I'm done talking to you about
it. No, we've gotten way better about that, and it's cool to talk through that, right? So we give each other opinions on what we could do better, what we saw. If there was something that was obviously like a bonehead play, kind of like more or less what would you do there, or man, that really sucks. And then we kind of shake it off, right? Then we ride home. And this is one of Lindsay's favorite things in the world to eat is apple pie from McDonald's. So I've been teasing her this. We stop and get an apple pie. She gets a victory. If she doesn't get to eat it. So that's kind of part of the car ride home too, the victory pie.
Food rewards.
Food's a motivator for us, man.
No. Yeah, I know. I have some friends that use food as rewards, but for their animals, not for their spouses. That's crazy.
So then I have another question. Let's say you saw somebody on another team, like take a run at your wife.
Yeah.
Does that carry on to the? Are you going to go after him? Are you going to go after him? Or are you going to just say like, "Hey, thanks," and slip him like $10?
I mean, again, my opinion of hockey, and I think a lot of us share that, right? Is hockey, right? So she gets knocked over and it's a clean play. That's hockey, right? She gets tripped. That's a clean play. That's hockey. I know she's going to do the same too. So as long as it's not malicious, I don't get defensive. I actually kind of enjoy it because I know she likes it too. We both enjoy a little bit of friendly competition, and she knows, again, not speaking for you, but her size is her challenge, right? She's right in someone's chest. I mean, she's 5'2". She's probably 5'5" on skates. So she's right in the wheelhouse to get bumped and knocked over, but she holds her own, you know? I mean, there's a dude who was complaining about her knocking over the crease this year. And he learned his lesson. So
we're going to get into that in another podcast. We are. So
yeah, that's another episode. Don't worry.
It's funny you said that it's funny you said something about her size. Holland doesn't know that I'm saying this. I had a talk with Cooch, my captain, just the other day. And we were just going back and forth. And I said, I think the only guy in the league that will give you a run for your money. Now, for people that don't know who Cooch is, he's my captain. He's 6'2", 230 of just solid muscle. I said the only guy that will give you a run for your money is probably there's someone on the Phantoms that looks like he's 20. He looks like he's 18 years old. He's just a small guy. And he goes, ha, ha, ha.
Looks like he's 12.
He looks like he's 12.
Like he's 18.
He made a joke. And then he comes back with, honestly, the only one that has several times given me a hard time is Lindsay. She gives it 0 fucks.
Yeah.
That's why I respect her. And then I said she's a badass, legit on and off the ice. And then I said she's 5'4" on the ice, but she plays like she's 6'7". And then Cooch said, truly, she has no fear. The worst that can happen is that I get my ass beat, and she really does look like she's 5, 6, 7. So, Lindsay, I know you like those kind of things. I wanted to send it to the other day, but I wanted to surprise you with that. So you have Cooch's utmost respect. So
it sounds more like fear than anything. I don't know. Is that respect or just fear?
Oh, we're going on the. Oh, is this a wardrobe change? Like a Britney Spears concert?
Or do you have like a?
Oh boy, I like these surprises.
We gotta update our Etsy site.
Oh,
so yeah, I don't mind that when guys play her tough as long as it's completely fair, the same as I would any other of my friends and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we likes that too.
We talked last year. I remember Zach a little bit about the dynamic of you guys being in a split locker room. So we kind of had an idea, Abdu and I did, of why you guys don't play together. Yeah. A little bit of background there. But one of the things that was really interesting talking to you was listening to how you reacted to Lynn's being in the locker room with all the other guys and things like that, about how new Etsy store.
I love it.
I know at least 2 sales that'll be bought from that. That'll be Abdu and Cooch. I'm sure will buy those.
Behind the damn door between 8 and 10 on game day.
There you go. But yeah, you were a big fan of the guys in that locker room that knew, like, hey, look, because again, Lindsay growing up playing women's hockey, it's a non-checking thing. And so you're kind of getting into, and we play in a beer league, so there's a non-check league. And so guys are supposed to not hit, but it happens. Sometimes guys get rough. Sometimes those sort of things happen. And I remember Zach telling me, how comfortable you were with the locker room she was with, or the guys that she was on a team with, that you knew that you didn't really have to do anything to, quote, defend your wife. These guys were going to do that for you. They had her back, things like that. It's so much so that even the team you played with last year got into a little scrum with Lindsay's team this year, just a few weeks ago. And one of your former teammates, but still not Lindsay's teammates, grabbed one of his own teammates and said, hey, if you touch Lindsay, I'll beat your face in. And so, like, that's awesome that, like,
I'm all for that.
The league kind of has Lindsay's back. And so I'm sure that's, a big thing for you. That makes things a lot easier for you to not have to worry about it. And again, you understanding, hey, hockey is a violent sport by nature. We take a lot of that out because of the league style that we play, but it's still a violent sport by nature. There's going to be collisions. It's going to happen. And so it's good to know that you're relaxed about it. Lynn's is usually the one that's, doling out the punishment, as Abdu can attest to. And so we're, it's good. She can hold her own. So, well, look, you guys have done a great job with some of the duo questions here. And I actually got to modify one here in a minute, because I saw you guys title on the screen of the champs. And I was like, wait, there's only one. Then I realized, wait, no, there are two of you. So I got to modify a question. So Linz, I got a couple of questions specifically for you. The first one, I'm going to ask it, and then you're going to have to let me qualify. So just relax. Don't start answering. Don't throw things at the computer screen. Why do you hate playing with other females so much? Yeah. So
pineapple.
So
Hold on.
hang on. Yeah. The qualifier here is yeah. So the qualifier here is, so 2 seasons ago, myself, Andy Ponton, Dwight Winters, we were all working through the season evals. We knew nobody in the league. We knew it was the first time we were meeting a lot of these people. First time I met Lindsay. And part of what sorry if it got loud, I'm having to manipulate my microphone again. There was another female that was at the evals. You were at the evals. Unbeknownst to me, your brother was there, and you'd come with your brother and all. And so I asked point blank afterwards, was like, hey, did you want to be rostered on the team with the other girl? And you very quickly made like the most sour expression I've ever seen on someone's face in my life, and was like, no, absolutely not. And come to find out, it had a lot to do with your competitive nature, kind of like you don't want to be partnered with somebody like your husband and bring your overall team talent down. You were like, I'm a better skater than that girl. I don't want to be clustered together just because she's female. And my background, as you guys are well aware of, and the listeners are too, I grew up in Savannah. There was not a ton of female hockey players. And so I just kind of, wrongfully and blindly assumed like, oh, the chicks will want to play on the same team together, like lady camaraderie kind of thing. And I was very quickly met with a swift, no, stupid. I don't want to play with her at all. Please don't do that. So yeah, not a Lindsay thing by any stretch. It was all a whoops-a-daisy on my part. So my bad. You do not have to answer that question, Lindsay. Don't feel bad, because I know where that came from.
I feel like she needs to now. Look at that. Yes, you're in such the doghouse, Holland.
I remember that whole story a little differently.
Oh, no. All right, here we go.
Number 1, and then you tried to trade me.
Ooh.
So I was on the grid. We had a great game. You were like, I think I need to restructure the teams. And you said, don't you want to be on the team with the other girl? And I'm
that may be more accurate. That may be more accurate.
Take it back 30
This
boys.
is the thing. When it comes to hockey in general, I am 100% girl power. Like now with professional women's hockey, I think that's amazing. I think that, and coming from playing women's hockey, which in Pittsburgh, it was really great because we had so many teams and I was able to play travel. But, a lot of women they don't have that luxury, especially in Savannah. So I'm all about women's power when it comes to playing hockey, right? Like I want to be able to boost anyone. And if anyone was like, hey, would you get on the ice and help me a little bit? I would do it in a heartbeat. The thing is, because this is predominantly men's hockey, and I am one of 3 women right now, I think, playing it out of 3 different leagues. The part of that is I want to see like a player, not like a female. And so I don't want to be paired up to say, oh, look, like you can braid each other's hair in the locker room, because we're not going to. And so I think it's a women thing that I want to boost them, but it's also a competitive thing because, of course, I want to be one step ahead of them so that I am seen more as a hockey player and not just a woman hockey player.
Oh, great answer.
Yeah. And again, total whoops on my part. It was more of a, hey, strength in numbers type conversation of like, hey, put you guys together, like minds, like things. It definitely had nothing to do with like braiding hair in the locker or anything like that. It was not, I'm not some sort of weird,
anyway.
Yeah, I'm not some sort of a weird, like chauvinist pig here, but no, I love it. I agree with you. And you said 3 women across 3 leagues, right? Yeah. So it's 4 women across 4 leagues right now. So we've got Allie that plays in A. We've got you and Libby that both play in C, and then Maggie play in 40. So yeah, we've got a really good mix of girls playing at every league, and all of you guys are kind of at different skill levels. It's a lot of fun to play. Allie, I get to play Allie a couple times a year or a couple times a season in A League, and it's a lot of fun. She's
amazing.
She's smaller than you. I mean, she is a tiny little thing, and dude, she is.
We don't body shame here.
We're not doing a body shame thing. We're just saying. Zach made a comment about how small. Zach made a comment about how small Lindsay is. That she's 5'2". I would reckon that Allie is maybe that.
I learned my lesson.
Same height.
Are
But
you the
she's
same height? Okay.
definitely, yeah,
She
we're the
is.
same height. She's
She is a
definitely more in
slight
shape.
frame. Yeah, she is a slight frame.
She
So
can fly. Though.
She is
She's
so
such a
good. She's
skater.
very talented.
she is. Last year, Lindsay, last season, you guys won a championship. Tell us a little bit about that.
100%. I have the best team. And I think it's true. He's jealous. He's asked to come to our team like multiple times, right? And look, Abdu also wearing the Griffs jersey. It just proves it. But yeah, our team really is the chemistry is what makes it. So we do have some stronger players, but I would say equivalent to all the other teams in the league. No one is like, oh, he's a material. I wouldn't say that. But I think it's just the chemistry that we built from the very, very first season and have kind of just taken it along, and we've grown and we learn how each other plays. And I would say that we're one of the only teams that really like cycles the puck and does things that, is just not the common thing in C League. And that's 100% chemistry.
Yeah, chemistry is a big part of it for sure. I've watched you guys play the last couple of seasons, and now this third. Chemistry has a large part to do with it. But you guys have also benefited from some pretty good players there. Even the additions last season, you guys got some good players in additions. So talk a little bit about that. I know your title is not technically captain. It is assistant captain or alternate captain, but you do a lot of the captainship. We like to refer to you as the team mom because you keep those knuckleheads in line,
100%.
just like a team mom would do. So tell me a little bit about the old team, new players, that dynamic, some of the challenges, some of the rewards of kind of helping lead that team, the Griffins, to a ship last year, the struggles of the first season. It's been a little bit more of an up and down season this season with some guys out, some light benches occasionally. So tell us a little bit about that. Old team, new players, challenges, rewards.
I mean, old team, it took us a little bit to get used to each other, but overall, I would say we meshed pretty quickly. We only made it to the first round of our very first playoffs, and then made some stupid plays. But that team was...
You did go up against a pretty good player on that Ice Hogs team, if I remember correctly. He's not as good as Pete Rossi, from what I understand, but he's no slouch.
He's not God.
No, definitely not.
Let's be honest here.
But that team was... Their first season was super solid. I will say that. Every line was super solid. Any of the newer players kind of just blended. This season, we lost with deployment was a big one. We lost Corey. And Corey's the other A too. And as well as our captain has been out for a couple different injuries. And so he hasn't been to any of the games. And so we just kind of need someone to step up. And I got that A last year. And then this year I just kind of ran with it because I could see the potential of everyone in the lines, and it was just kind of like putting them together. Our dynamics a little different. I would say chemistry is still there, but the player imbalance is a little different this year. So we're trying to figure that out still, which is kind of crazy. We only have one game left, but you know how it is. And we both said this is, everyone comes out to hockey in the very beginning and wants to be there. But whenever it's game number 24, I think we're at, it's harder on everyone, a bunch of injuries and even just time, with people with families. We're all grown adults now. This isn't like, we're 12 and our mom's taking us. And so that has changed. It's changed a lot, but overall, like the Griffs are the Griffs. Live or die, like we are all together. And
you guys are hardcore.
And I think there's only one other team that I could think of in the C League where we're like have that amazing chemistry as us. And it's all about the parking lot afterwards, drinking beers. I remember last season we had the very first game and we drank all the way to the very end of the last game, and that wasn't the first time that happened. And so guys are like, great game, like. That wasn't us. We were there. We were 3 hours ago.
We just haven't gone home yet. We're just still here. Oh, that's
we
hilarious.
Have a cooler, and so it's this foam Parker's cooler that's been around for like all 24 games or whatever. And the thing is, beat down. We actually have to write to Parker's to ask us to see if they want to sponsor us. But that's part of it. Is like every game, someone else brings the cooler, and I think that's what just kind of brings it on and off the ice, so that we want to be with each other.
Nice. All right. So, Lindsay, I have a question for you. When you first started playing in men's league down here and 2 games today, do you get nervous, intimidated, or anything of that nature playing up against guys, you being the only female in the C League? Oh, sorry, the second woman in the C League now. So And a follow-up question: who is, like, if you're short on players, who is your favorite person to call for a sub? But go ahead and answer the first one. Do you get nervous?
Feel free to ignore the second question. I feel like this is a lot of,
Do you get nervous or intimidated, or your
pumping
first
his own
on the Etsy site?
pumping his own tires big time here? Gee, my
No, I don't get nervous.
Good.
Maybe game 1 or 2 in the very beginning. I have a super amazing team, like I said that, and they always have my back. And like you said, other teams also have my back. But I think that has changed the way that I play from whenever I was younger. When you play with guys, it's because I am so short. I feel like I go out there and I do act a little rougher. I'm not afraid to get in corners. I'm not afraid to, push in front of the crease and things like that, because I want to be known as more of a stronger player if it comes to that, because we all know my hands are a train wreck.
Is it the confidence of the black steel now? Because years ago they didn't have black steel. Now that you got it, you're a different player.
Yeah.
We laugh because we're like, if you could take my legs and my skating, and if I could throw Zach on my back and he could go ahead and use his hands, we'd make like the best player ever.
I want one of those like little baby carriers. You know what I mean? I can just go out there and throw a few passes, maybe rip a couple, and she could just skate me around. I think we'd be a good team that way.
Yeah, but of course, our honorary
good science project.
Abdu.
Thank you.
All the time, and it's not just me. Doug asks, I think, every game, like, "Is Abdu playing for us yet?"
I love Doug. I've subbed for you guys a few times. Your team is just a lot of fun to play with. The few times that I have, they put up with my shenanigans and
nonsense. Most everybody else just calls it nonsense. I mean, shenanigans is a way to put it, but like pure nonsense.
But I just love how everyone has each other's back, and they don't. And again, I refer to you as Monica Geller, because you are so organized. You keep everybody intact. You run the lines yourself. You do it all for that team, and good for you. Like it's so much fun playing up with you guys. Cool. So,
Zach, we're gonna kick you the same kind of questions here because last season you played with a different team. This season we kind of reached out to you as league admins and said, hey, can you help us out? We've got enough bodies. We need new captains. So tell me a little bit the dynamic of what it looks like to be a new team, to be a captain for the first time, and also, the dynamic of going from being on a team that won a championship to being on a team that struggled last season, that was the same team minus basically one guy, and then now landing and saying, hey, I got to run my own team. I got to manage all these personalities. So tell us a little bit your perspective on those things.
Yeah, that's a really good question, Jeremy. And there's a lot I could share there too. So I'll try to keep it brief, but let's go back to the start of the season, or the start of the GPHL, right? So I'm in the locker room on the Sunday clinic, hanging out. Guys are chatting. Hey, man, did you sign up for the C League? I'm just kind of listening, because at that point I was kind of reserved. I'm saying, hey, I'm going to work on my skating. I'm going to work on my, team play, all that stuff. I didn't want to sign for the C League yet because I was honestly afraid to not be a good teammate. I didn't go out there and just be, hey, I signed up, I pay my dues, I'm on your team, I suck, I'm terrible, I'm in the way. But then talking through the other guys, they're like, you know what, we're just going to go do it. So I was like, cool, I'm going to sign up. Got on the Phantoms as a last spot. Someone dropped, I think. Dwight was able to help me out. I got on with those guys. We had an amazing season. It was insane. I think we lost one game and tied one game. That was crazy. So start ice hockey, skills clinic, get put on a team, go 11-1 or 10-1-1, win the championship. At that point, I was so hooked on hockey. Like, that's all I thought about. Like, it was crazy. So Lindsay gets called for the All-Star game. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to this freaking rink without my gear. I'll go skate a stick and puck or whatever, right? Go to the All-Star game to watch her. Somebody gets freaking hurt. Hey, you got your gear? Yeah, jump in. So let's go back to like, hey, this is how you put your pads on. This is why you use clear tape on your shins. So I won a championship. I'm not playing an All-Star game. I don't deserve this, boys. You know what I mean? Like, it just happened to be fate, which is insane.
Wait, pause. Because I get to the All-Star game and I'm like looking in the stands, like he's going to take a picture of me, right? Like, send it to my mom. And I'm looking and I'm like, he must be in the bathroom, right? And I'm warming up. He's warming up. Like,
yeah, let's go.
star.
Love
You
it.
didn't get nominated. You paid to be here.
Hey, it worked out. It worked out. And that was the craziest like 4 months of my life. I love hockey. I'm 99% sure in kindergarten they asked what you want to be. It wasn't a firefighter or a pilot or a police officer. It was a hockey player, right? And I'm doing it now. Like I'm 38, 39.
You're living the dream.
Amazing.
Living the
Amazing.
dream.
Oh, dude, it's unbelievable. I still haven't woken up from it. So we had that crazy year, right? I did everything. Like what more is there to do, you know? Lindsay and I take a pretty cool vacation. You know, I'm on stay on top of a glacier with my championship shirt, like super proud. No one cares, but I love it. It's sick. I'm in Alaska, you know, repping the Phantoms and stuff.
Lindsay, how did you not push him off the glacier? Holy
Right.
smoke.
No judge in his right mind would prosecute you for that.
This is why we have kept all of our hobbies separate. Like
Yeah.
he's
I
crazy.
couldn't get enough of it, guys.
Psycho.
I could not get enough of it. I was so happy. And I love those dudes for it. Like that season was so sick.
Yeah.
Amazing. And then
Best
we
sport in
take
the
the
world.
summer off. I put 30 pounds back on. You know, we go play a dropping game because we haven't made it out there. I could barely get through it. My legs are burning, tired, sore. We go back to the Phantoms. We have a rough start. We lost Jack Purdue, which is incredible hockey player. Learned a ton from him. Jeremy,
Thanks for that. Yeah, thanks for that loss. Your loss
Crazy
was
dude.
my
Shout out
gain.
to
It's
Jack,
worked
man.
out really well.
But not only was he a good hockey player, but he taught me a lot too. Like we were on opposite lines. I was playing a wing. He'd give me some critique, tell me what to do. It worked. You know, love that guy. So fast forward to last season, Phantoms kind of had a rough start there. We had some injuries, had some attendance issues. One of our top guys, Jack Radizi, he was injured. So we had a tough start there. Didn't have the best of seasons. And then Jeremy texted me one day and says, "Hey man, like we're looking to expand the C League kind of rapidly because we had so many new signups. Trying to help the Phantoms out, loosen up their roster a little bit so we could put more guys on that team, maybe build them up a little bit. Would you be willing to captain a team?" I'm like, there's no way I'm going to do this. Like, I am not captain material. Not going to happen. 5 minutes later, I'm like, yeah, Jeremy, we're the Hornets. We're yellow. And I'll do it.
That's how
Wait. There was, I love how
never
you,
do
I was going to say, I feel like I've talked with you. There's a big important part that you left out. So I messaged you and you said, I don't know, I'll have to think about it. So you get off the phone and apparently looked over at your wife and you were like, "Hey, Jeremy just asked me to captain. I don't know, I think I could do it." And she goes, "Are you stupid? What are you talking about? Of course you can do it." So there was a big push from your loving wife that was like, "Yes, you can do this. Go do it."
No doubt.
I think, a lot of people think right off the bat, like if you don't know, captain has to be the best player on your team. And it's not about that. It's the best leader on your team, typically, right? And so that's where Zach is killing it, is that he really is leading the team and cares about hockey, but also cares about the person just as much.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And so but that's how Zach is always like, no. But in his mind, he's like, okay, so we're going to be the Hornets. This is going to be the colors. Like he already had the whole jersey pretty much designed
Not
before he said yes.
Oh no, I know. I saw it pretty quickly right afterwards. "Hey, we were thinking about these jerseys." Like, "Zach, that's fine. It's okay. Those look great."
Yeah. But in my non-hockey life, I have a pretty what I consider large responsibility of leading people outside of hockey too. So that's another part of it. I just don't want to let anyone down, and I'm not saying that just to say it, but it's the truth. So I wanted to be sure that I could be in a spot to help the new guys fit into the league, make sure they have what they need, be there for questions and answers, all that good stuff. And that worked out pretty well. So Jeremy, I thank you again for the opportunity and nothing but love for the Phantoms.
Oh yeah, you've been great this year. Again, I've told you, both of you guys are great captains. We've told you over and over from a league admin standpoint. You guys are super easy to get along with. Anytime there's issues, problems, whatever, you guys are always very understanding. You're quick to voice your opinion and thoughts, but also super respectful to me, Dwight, Andy, as we say, like, "Hey, this is the decision we've got to go forward with." You guys have always been really, 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 really good about that. So Abdu is right when he says, you guys are probably some of our favorites. Just favorites, people in general, just because you're good people. But also, good captains, run your teams well, do things the right way. Like I said, as a league admin, I love that and can appreciate that. You guys are the easy captains to get along with.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's anything more we want than to play hockey in Savannah and grow the community, grow the league, and make sure it's done the way that's going to be inviting to everyone too, right? Like we want to make sure this gets off. It already got off to a great start. Shout out to you guys. But if we can help with that, we definitely want to. So
nice. So you're a new player fairly to the game.
Yep.
You play in the C League and started the 40 plus.
Sure.
What, as a new guy like to the game, what do you notice differently in the C and the 40 plus minus the scrotums and the ball difference in the locker room? I know that you're really just all about the locker rooms and staring at guys. I saw it firsthand. It made me feel awkward. But other than that, what do you, as a new guy to hockey, what do you notice differently in the two leagues?
Yeah, you guys have some great questions today, no doubt about it. So Jeremy, Abdu, one thing that I learned about hockey from an observation perspective is watching Lindsay's games. And I'm sure you guys could back this. They don't look all that fast. And you kind of think like, wow, how is that effort wear you out in a minute that you need to change, right? Then you start playing, you're like, whoa, like this is insane, right? But you're just that slow. Like watch a video of yourself and you're half speed. It looks like
I hate
crazy.
Watching myself play hockey. I get it.
Yeah. So
I hate watching you play hockey too, Abdu. It's like my least favorite thing to watch.
This is not the way these casts go.
This is the way all of them go.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're watching 40 plus. Lindsay's brother Doug played in that, and we're like, yeah, we should play there too. Like that'd be really fun if we can get in there and there's spots open. We should do that. And my thought was, I would like to get more ice time, but two, just to learn from people. Like I'm soaking up so much from playing on different teams, like getting input from those guys or playing with different players. You know, I'm still soaking up a ton. So I'm like, hey, let's get on 40 plus. Holy cow, the skill level of 40 plus is very different in like positioning, passing. There's more responsibility per se because they're playing their positions, they're playing their wings,
Yes.
they're looking for the breakout, and they have, I'm not gonna say they have systems, but they have a way they want to play. Like the captains are the coaches there. In C League, it's a lot about fun, learning to play. There's some really good players in the C League too. No disrespect there. But there's also a lot of guys like myself who are just kind of getting into it and have grown a ton. And there's guys who are just coming in to start their hockey journey too. So the biggest difference for me is the foot speed is not crazy fast in 40 plus, but you better have your stick down. You better be ready for a pass because it's coming anytime. And then just playing with players who've been around for a very long time. Radek is my captain. Dude's amazing. He's been coaching me all season, getting on me for keeping my stick down and make sure I'm, head up, eye contact, all that stuff, being ready to get back, all that good stuff. So they've helped me grow a lot. And 40 plus really for me is really, really fun. And I've got a ton out of it just from a player perspective and getting other people's input and coaching them up too. Those guys are super welcoming to that.
Yes.
They know I'm not a great hockey player. They've been playing for 20 plus years, but they're willing to help out. So the difference for me is positioning, puck speed, and then general responsibility. C League is a little more less structured, I would say. Still a ton of fun. They're almost like two different sports there. 40 plus is like really structured. C is more recreation, I would say.
I played in my first 40 plus game on Monday, thanks to Lindsay. I'm sorry to your team that I didn't score. But
probably should have asked for a better player.
Yeah.
But I can vouch for you that it is more structured. It's wide open compared to 40. Our C League, when you're on C League, it seems like the whole team is on you. At least in 40 plus, everyone knows how to play the game respectfully in that one. So minus there was a little scrum at the end of our game. So
I think we're getting tired, guys. I think we're getting tired. Lindsay and I had this conversation too. If you played in the C League, or if you played in an A or C plus 40 plus this year, do the math. That's like 24 games a season, 48 games total this year with the playoffs. Yeah. I don't know that all of us are ready for that too. So things a little fatigue setting in, and maybe that's why the temperatures have risen a little bit. But I don't know.
Yeah, the directors. We've had a couple directors chats about some of the tensions in leagues coming up a little bit, and it's not been really bad in the 40 or the A, but we've noticed it in the C, or I have for sure. And I think a lot of that is tied to the third season, especially in C League. All of those guys have been together for the most part for 3 seasons now, save the 2 expansion teams. And so you've got chemistry amongst teams. You got 2 teams fighting to kind of learn some chemistry, playing against teams that have good chemistry. The other thing you've got that you've really, really, really developed at this stage in the game in a third season is you've got some legit rivalries, teams that are like, hey, we're not a big fan of that team, or we're not a big fan of that player on that team. All of that's shown up. And the longer that goes, the more you have to start managing those tensions. And so, yeah, it's definitely something that is way, way different this season as opposed to the first 2 seasons. So, yeah, it's been like my favorite thing to have to deal with as a league director. Like my most favorite thing is dealing with people who don't know how to act like human adults while playing a recreational game.
You guys do a great job, and I think as the hockey community, we got to figure a way to focus that rivalry into a game you're excited for, rather than a great game that you want to push the limits on. So I think rivalries are super healthy. We just got to be smart about how we go about it.
Yeah, and to be fair, I'm all good with guys stepping on the ice and saying, like, I hate playing against that guy. But second the game is over, it's like, okay, I don't hate that guy so much that now I can't talk to him or speak to him or whatever. Like that's where, hey, whatever's going on in the rink has drifted a bit too far. And that, again, Jeremy's personal opinion on this is that's a personal problem. Like that's a you problem, not a everybody else problem. Like you got to fix some stuff in you if you can't let a game go and just talk to people after the game and all things like that.
We got to keep in mind playing for the team, not for ourselves, right? No selfish stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Or you get people that just complain about subs, and then that guy just does warm-ups with you and causes the other team in a big ruckus. Those guys just stir the pot.
He's the handshake line at the end.
Yeah. I think they're afraid of the chirps, bud. You got them on that.
So we're coming up almost on 50 minutes. I have a question for both of you. This will be my last question. What do you guys like to see in the future for the Savannah Hockey League down here? Differences, changes, anything. What would you guys like to see overall for the leagues?
So what I would think I'd like to see is continued growth. I think that the fact that we have 8 teams in the C League right now is amazing, and I don't want that to stop. I want to see that grow, and I'm really looking forward to the next generation of hockey players coming through too. I think Savannah as a city has grown in population, in diversity. I even look around the locker room and in the league.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Not that way, Abdi. Relax.
But no, seriously, like just the diversity of the people from either where they're located from, their age, their ethnicity, all that stuff. I love that. And I'm really looking forward to the next wave of hockey players coming up. So I think it's amazing we have junior Ghost Pirates now. Crazy cool. And how much they've grown, how fast they've grown over 2 years. I think for the GPHL, I think expansion to hopefully, if it's possible, more divisions so that the competition and skill level can maybe be balanced. And we also have room for goals. It's my goal to be a decent C League player, but be able to progress maybe to the next league. If I could do that within my hockey career, that'd be a big accomplishment for me too. So 2 things I'm excited for, Abdu. 1, the continued growth and diversity in our leagues. And then 2, have enough players that we can expand out to have more of a step change in skill level rather than a larger gap. And I know that's just due to it getting off the ground. So we're not even nowhere near what it's going to be in 5 years.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely crazy to think that we've only been playing this is season number 2, and how much when we signed up originally, like when I signed up, I just assumed there'd be a few teams, and to hear over 250 people signed up off the bat, that's absolutely crazy in Savannah, Georgia. And so that's one thing. So I agree with Zach, like seeing the growth is big. I think cleaner divisions is what I'm looking forward to the future. And I will say that being in C League, I was like, this is amazing. But as soon as we went to 40 plus and seeing more of that traditional hockey style, opening up the plays, better passing, the speed is there. I feel like it's good. It shows that we do need that B League. And so I'm excited for that. But it also gives the C League that chance that they're not always just behind the play, right?
Right.
And so that's how I feel if I play someone better than me. But imagine being in C League every day and you're constantly behind the play. I think that's going to develop better hockey players in C League as well. And I think the big thing too is now seeing, and I know you guys are like, oh, Lindsay hates girls.
I didn't say that.
But it's the truth, though, of just seeing all these young girls now out there, and there's a lot of men that have younger daughters, and so I think it's just growing that. And I would love to see, hopefully in 5 years, and I think it's going to take that long, but hopefully then that we really do start having not just girls sprinkled on the Junior Ghost Pirates, but to actually have like the Lunas in Jacksonville. Like, I hope that we do have a team sooner or later, because I think that's just a huge part of hockey itself.
Great answer. Great answer.
Love it. Yeah, the kids program is great. I love that you guys both brought that up about the future of the sport, because it's going to be fine with us playing, but it's got to be somebody that's constantly regenerating the stock of people that are playing. The kids is a big part of that. We're definitely going to have guys like Pete Rossi on for a podcast to talk about the kids programs, the hockey god, to talk about the kids programs and things like that. That's right.
Rossi is
right.
God.
We'll get him a cup too for the for that interview. So.
Stop there for a second, and just because everybody's gonna be like, "What is this inside joke?"
So straight up, guys. In the quick bio second, obviously, I haven't spent a whole lot of time in hockey. This is really new to me. I'm super excited. I do appreciate everything on Sundays do, and yeah, like just the fact that I have people that invest their time into me. Shout out to Holland too. He gives me debriefs after the game what I could do better. But I've spent a lot of time on ice with Pete Rossi, Allie, Coach Lila, Tom, Josh Packard, all those guys and ladies too. It's just I have a ton of respect for them. And it's really cool to be my age and have people that care enough to spend an hour a week with me to get better. So I just admire them a ton.
Zach and I have been on the ice since as soon as Savannah put a sheet of ice down, right? And I'm like, this is what you need to work on. This is what you need to work on. We like challenge each other. Zach's goal in life is to be faster than me.
Yeah, she's my benchmark. I don't want her to be better than me in the most loving and competitive way possible. I want to be better than her.
I mean, I just had to go to a Sunday clinic just to prove to him that I'm still faster than him.
A little bit.
So
but when it comes to Pete Rossi, Zach is like,
so Lindsay.
Like, my brother is a solid hockey player. He doesn't listen to him.
True.
I mean, I have some things that I could tell him. He doesn't listen to me. Holland, sorry, buddy. Like, you can keep telling him the same things 5 minutes.
This is what I was about to say.
Listen.
But if Rossi says, Zach, you need to, he's like, oh, of course, Rossi. I will do everything.
Yeah, so this.
But we're also paying Rossi's light bill every month. There's so much Rossi.
And the number of lessons we're paying for. Yeah, so Lindsay and I were sitting together for the
story that I wanted to happen.
Yeah, Lindsay and I were sitting together watching Zach play, and I was telling Lindsay, I was like, man, there's just some things that Zach could do a little better skating wise, and it would help him progress to skate a little bit better. And I said I should, try and talk to him. And she was like, well, you can do it. She was like, but he doesn't listen. He's not going to listen to you. He doesn't listen to me. And I said, okay. And I was like, well, she's like, but you know who he will listen to? And I said, well, no. And she's like, he'll listen to Pete. Pete is like hockey god to Zach. And so the next day I called Abdu and I was like, man, Lindsay, like low key took a pretty good shot at me. I was like, Zach, I was like, I was kind of being critical of Zach skating and like, hey, he can do these little things and these little things. And Lindsay was like, yeah, he probably won't listen to you though, but he will listen to Pete. And I was like, geez, like what an ego blow there. Again, I would probably fully listen to Pete over me too, like 100%. So it's not that kind. But Abdu was so happy. No, it's okay. It's totally fine. Abdu was so happy that somebody finally said something that kind of took a shot at my, I guess, ego or big head or whatever. Somebody finally said something that kind of got into my feelings a little bit. And so, yeah, so it's been a nice, Abdu started the hashtag, Rossi is hockey god or whatever.
Hashtag Holland's not that good. But let's rewind it. Let's rewind it a bit, because there are times where Holland will say something like, I had a great game, I thought, and then he's like, oh yeah, we had a great game. Once I had to adjust to your speed.
Yeah.
Like, so then I drive home for 45 minutes with the radio off, just thinking, gosh, do I suck.
No apple pie for you on the way home, buddy.
No apple pie. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, we always
love for you guys. Nothing but love.
I know. We appreciate you guys too. Hey, we always do a segment, or it's going to be a recurring segment for us on our pod where we do a Selly of the week or a Selly of the day. So like your most favorite thing. So Abdu and I did one of these for an earlier pod. So let's just get you guys. So for your Selly of the day. So like your great thing that happened either this day or this week, like, and we'll give each of you guys a quick second to give us your Selly of the day.
Cool.
Mine is the Griffs. We won with 7 seconds left on the clock.
Sick game.
Nice.
Doug had the most beautiful goal in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
7 seconds left, and that's how we won.
Beautiful.
Mine
beautiful.
was last. Sorry, go ahead.
No, beautiful. I said that's awesome.
Yeah, mine's probably the game last night. Ghost Pirates 5-0 win against Orlando. Great game. Played strong. Michael Bullion was back. Huge fan of him. So that's probably the highlight of my my hockey week.
You're like the second or third person today that's talked about that. That apparently was.
Dude,
I was
Really
getting
good
the-
game.
Yeah, I was getting the updates on my phone. And I was like, man, there's still score. It was a bunch of penalties too. And I was like, holy smokes.
Yeah. But
So-
it was really good hockey, and happy to see Michael back.
The other recurring segment we're gonna have each week is gonna be our sin bin moment of the week or sin bin moment of the day. So it's the crappy thing that happened that day or this past week. So give you guys a second on that one too to give us your sin bin moment of the day or week.
Yeah.
Mine was before the Monday game. I decided I was craving Little Caesars breadsticks.
No.
What
I
a
was like, that would be
disaster.
such a good idea.
Oh yeah.
After the first play, I tasted them the entire game.
Oh.
Never.
Save for after the game.
Oh, I don't know that anything good, I don't think there's anything non-sin bin that's come from Little Caesars. I'll just be perfectly
of
honest.
course,
Like,
but I would
oh,
like their breadsticks.
gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. All right, Zach, you go, buddy.
So mine's twofold. So shout out to Ken Dunkel on the Hornets. That dude's all in, super passionate. He ordered helmet decals for the Hornets, and they didn't show up on time. But they're sick. I got a video of them. They came a day late. That's my downside of the week, man. We were ready to slap those bad boys on, and it didn't happen. So we'll have them go into the playoffs. So shout out to Ken Dunkel if you're listening, buddy.
You'll have them for Monday when you
That's right.
right? Oh, when you get to
we
see
take down the Zeros.
There you go. You get to go see the Zeros
Go.
boys and upset their pretty good season so far. Holy
Yeah,
smokes.
we're gonna do our
I love
best,
it.
dude.
So
Yeah.
I love it.
Easy.
Well, guys, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you guys taking this time. It took a lot longer than I thought, but appreciate you guys staying with us, being so generous with your time, with your answers.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, gracious
Yeah.
with your comments towards the both of us. We love you guys. Can't thank you enough. Really appreciate it. Look forward to having you guys on another time. So thanks so
Absolutely.
much, guys. Love you guys.
Appreciate you guys
thank
too.
you.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
what a
Thanks a lot,
great
guys.
time.
Take care.
What a great time, guys.
See you guys later.
Go Hornets.
Oh,
Griffs for
Jesus.
life.
you're the French team. We call you the Hornets.
Hornets.
That's what I call you. Oh, we play the Hornets on
Hey.
Monday.
It's applicable.
Thank
Hashtag
you.
buddy.
Oh,
Thank you so
man.
much, you guys. We have a lot of guests lined up, and
Cool.
I was so excited for you guys. 100%. Thank you so much.
We're happy to be here.
We're the first.
You're the
Yes.
first. We had an impromptu.
We did an
I have-
impromptu one on Thursday. Abdu was on a phone call, and I called him for our live stream, and his buddy Chris Chelios back up in Chicago was on the phone when he jumped on
Say
the
it again?
screen. And so Chris Chelios, not hockey playing Chris Chelios, but
First cousin of Chris Chelios.
Oh, okay,
His
okay,
cousin.
okay.
They're family. They're family. I was on the phone.
Come on, man. Look at the screen, the champs.
Yeah, no.
And if you guys need any tips on winning championships,
Oh,
we got you.
This guy.
I need you to be clear. Who was your first guess? Because who's getting the gold and who's getting the silver? Me or who's your first guess?
you guys were both on the guest
Nope.
list at the
No,
same
You have to
time.
pick one of us.
Who's your fave?
Yeah.
Abdu, I'll let you pick.
I can't. My headphones are messed up right now. I can't hear what you're saying. I can't hear what you're saying. Although, if you're gonna hold a gun to my head and make me pick, I'm only going with my alternate team that I play with because they've asked me to play for them.
This is my idea.
I
I
might have
was
to,
boring and said we got to make iHeart
Let's see.
27
I'm
Cup.
just saying.
You
we're
may
not
have to
together or
erase the
anything,
mugs.
but I got the gold.
Well-
gold. I'm the first guess.
I did go out and buy a jersey just to have a jersey and not play, so it that weighs it out.
Did you ever sign it too? Did you autograph it yet?
oh
well.
my God.
But thanks again, guys. Yeah, you are our very first guest. I was on the phone with Chelios the other day about one of our guys got kicked out, and then Holland just hits record, And I go, hey, Charlie, you're on the podcast. Do you mind if I do this? And he goes, I don't give a shit. He's like,
love it.
So-
We appreciate you having us,
man.
and
awesome.
Yeah.
really excited to see your podcast grow, and happy to be a part of it.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, guys, again so much. We'll
Yeah,
talk
no
to you
problem.
later.
Don't
See you
hang
guys.
on. Good. All right.
Woo,
Yo, that
what
was
an-
great.
Yeah,
That
what
was
an,
great.
What an exciting interview with those two. Love Lindsay, love Zach. Those guys are great. We've got some great stories. Lindsay was a big part of a huge prank. Abdu was the recipient of said prank. Some would call it the greatest prank of all time.
I will say it is the greatest prank that has
it
ever
was
happened
phenomenal. So if you've listened to this point, stay tuned because next time we come on, we'll definitely talk about that prank. So, Abdu, you got anything else to add?
to me. No, this first of all, I will, for those guys that send me texts, I'll fix my backdrop and everything like that. So just ease up, you clowns. It'll get better. I promise. And this was a great podcast.
Yeah, Lindsay and
I'm
Zach
good.
are phenomenal. Love having them on. So, all right, guys, we appreciate you guys listening. If you've listened to this point, stay tuned. We got more coming. Love you guys. Peace.
See ya.